everybody, and welcome to episode 115 of the Let's Play world. You know, this is one of those weeks where I'm just not sure what I want to do. I was looking at the wall, and we're really getting close to finishing the city. On the wall, we still have the Salesforce building, which is going to be a massive undertaking. We've got a stadium, which is going to be a big build. We've got a blimp, which is going to be a challenging build. And then a casino that's going to involve a fair amount of redstone. So I think today, rather than doing one of these, I just want to start a few of them. You know, maybe we can figure out where they're going to be and get a start on just a foundation or something like that. And that way, at least we can kind of see the light at the end of the tunnel with the city. So over here in the map room, kind of remind you, right down here, this side is really all we have left. This little black box right there, that's the music venue that we built. Across the street is the Conservatory of Flowers. This red square right here, that's where the Salesforce building is going to be. And what I was thinking is this little street right here, we're probably going to get rid of that and put the stadium in this space. And that would leave this space right here for the casino. So let's fly over there and check that out. As we're running over there, you might notice a couple of new buildings along the backside of the city, because I've been continuing to work on kind of filling that out. They're not going to be very big buildings, you know, because all they're doing really is blocking out the skyline. So you can see like a little one right here that I was working on. It's just stone and deep slate, which seems to be a little bit of a theme back here. They're all kind of stone. But that way, when we're down here, you can see that it blocks out the sky. So when we have a building here, we won't be able to see the sky, and it won't feel like the city suddenly ends. We'll feel like we're very much in it. This here, this big red square, that's going to be the Salesforce building. And like I was saying, I think right here is where the stadium is going to go. I am not sure exactly what this is going to look like. I've been kind of looking at some pictures of stadiums, and one thing that's interesting is one block in Minecraft is supposed to be a meter or 3 feet. And so, you know, a football field is 100 meters long, but that would be gigantic. That would basically use all of this space. And I don't want to go quite that big. You might remember when we started building these skyscrapers, I was explaining that these are actually about a third of the size that they should be. If we use that same math, you know, that one block is supposed to be 3 feet, these buildings should be much, much taller than they are. Taller, in fact, than Minecraft will let you build, but we decided not to do that. This is plenty tall, and like I was saying, it's about a third as tall as it should be in real life. And so I think we're going to do something similar with the stadium. I think I'm going to make the stadium about half size. So the field will be about 40 blocks long, and then we'll figure out how to make bleachers and all of that around it. As far as the blimp, I'm not sure exactly where I want that to sit in the sky. I kind of want it to be over the tallest buildings and maybe as high as we can put it up in the sky. That might be kind of cool. I'll probably want to step way back and take a look at it so we can figure that out. And then finally the casino. I think what I want to build is a building with a redstone device inside of it. And we'll probably put it somewhere in here. And the redstone device, I want to make like a little gambling game so that we can put something in and maybe we win, maybe we lose. As far as the design, I've been looking at some like Las Vegas casinos, and it's interesting because some of them are very, very sleek and sophisticated, and some of them are just really loud and gaudy. So hopefully we'll come up with something that looks like a casino. The trickiest one to figure out, I think, is going to be the stadium, so let's start with that. I think I want the stadium to go all the way up to the sidewalk. And let's see, this sidewalk will probably end up being 3 blocks wide, so you know, maybe, I don't know, maybe up to here. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, I put it right about there as far as the corner. And then we're going to need some space for the bleachers, and then some space for the field. So let me try a couple things out and see if I can figure out how big this thing is going to be. So I did some sports math, and I figured out in order for there to be a field and a couple of layers of bleachers, this is going to be one corner, and that will be the other corner. That is the width of the stadium. And then that is how deep the stadium would be. So we have a lot of clearing out to do. We're actually going to have to bite into the mountain a little bit to get this thing to fit. So I'm going to get to work on that. Well, that was a lot of digging, and we still have more to do back there, but this here is going to be the playing field. And I have a question for you all. What should we use for the playing field? You know, one thought is we could just use grass. It looks great. Another thought is we could use moss. It's got a little bit of a brighter texture, which I think looks really nice. Or we could use lime terracotta. This, to me, looks a little bit more like a tennis court, but I'm going to leave it up to y'all. If you think grass would look great, we'll use grass. If you think moss looks better, we can use moss. And if you like the lime terracotta, we can use lime terracotta. So the next thing I want to do is I want to fly back over to the base, take a look at the skyline, and see if we can figure out where in the sky would be a good place to put a blimp. I think I'm just going to fly over here to the creeper farm and we'll have a look from here. So, looking off in this direction, got the monument way down here, got the conservatory, and back here we'll have a couple other buildings, and the stadium will be poking out here. This is where the Salesforce building is going to end up. I'm feeling like somewhere up here would probably be where I'd want the blimp to be. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pillar up to where we're going to put the blimp. I think we're going to do it right between the Salesforce building and the Willis Tower here. And I want to figure out what height we want to put this blimp at. Okay, that is 4 stacks of netherrack right there. And that's pretty high up. You know, we can see basically the entire area here, all the way to the zoo. Our base is just out of range at the monument and the mountains. So I'm going to build a little platform here so that if I want, I can land here again. And we'll go take a look at it and see how this looks from down below. I was going to put a torch down, but we're at build limit, so the blimp is going to have to be somewhere a little bit lower than this. Okay, I went down about 20 blocks. Let's see what that looks like from our creeper farm. Yeah, that's actually perfect. So if we had the blimp right about there, that'd be really, really cool looking from down below. That's going to be pretty cool looking when it's done. I think the last thing we're going to do today is get going on our casino. And all I want to do today is just build the facade, just the front of it. And then in a future episode, we'll do the redstone inside. And I think the casino is just going to go right next door to our stadium. That is a fantastic start. I've got the big old $sign up here and a nice entryway. I've got some lights here, and I'll show you what those are all about in a moment. We will put glass in here to make it look kind of like a hotel or a resort, that sort of thing. And of course, we'll put a door on the front. And I think what I'm going to do is let this oxidize just a little so it starts to look a little bit run down. I really like the white terracotta. It has that kind of cigarette stained look, you know, so it just looks a little bit tacky. So what's going on the back here is I have these lights, and they are connected to some skulk sensors. If we come around back here, you can see I've got a whole bunch of skulk sensors and some wool. So when these two get triggered, these two lights will go off. Go. When these two get triggered, those lights will go off. And then these two will go off. There's wool in between each of these sections, so they won't all go off at the same time. There's kind of like 3 different sets. And what I want to do is make these randomly kind of light up and go off using chickens. Let's see if we can get a chicken in here. There's one. And I want a chicken down here. There's one. And then finally, I want a chicken down here. So now when those chickens wander around, they will periodically trigger the skulk, and we'll just get these random flashing lights, which I think will look kind of cool. So we didn't finish anything today, but we started 3 new projects, and in the next episodes, we'll make a little bit more progress on each of them. And that's where I'm going to wrap this one up. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you had fun. Please like and subscribe if you want to follow along on the adventure, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.